So Dawn Staley just got a huge contract, and I'm a few days late to this, obviously. Like, this happened a couple of days ago. But I do have to say, fair play, and you know what? Like, as much as some people aren't the biggest fans of Dawn Staley, and to be fair, I do think Dawn Staley has probably said some kind of wild stuff and done some kind of wild stuff in the last year. Like, it doesn't mean that this is not deserved. Like, this contract is absolutely deserved. And I'm watching her South Carolina team this year. Like, yeah, there are a lot of top recruits, but like, this team looks, I get it, they lost to UCLA. They have looked nearly unstoppable since then. Like, they have been, like, they should be, I get it, they're not undefeated, but they should be the number 1 ranked team in the nation. They just beat Oklahoma, who are the number 15 ranked team in the nation, by 40. They were up 20 at the end of the first quarter. It is silly how good this team is that she's coaching. And look, I don't think Dawn Staley is the right coach for, like, flare guards. But Dawn Staley is unbelievable as a coach. Like, they beat TCU by 30. Obviously they lost to UCLA and it was a bad one. But, like, they beat Texas by 20. They beat Alabama by 20. They beat Oklahoma by 20. And they're playing LSU and in Tennessee. Like, imagine if they go on, like, a 5-game win streak against all ranked teams and blowing out every single one of them. And they're facing the undefeated LSU as well. And they got to play UConn the 16th of February. I don't know how many games they lose. And the funny thing is this is one of those teams where it's like, no one's scoring that much. Their top scorer is averaging 12 points per game. 12 per game. Full Wiley's averaging 11.2 in 18 minutes per game. Like, Full Wiley, I'm saying, if you put Full Wiley on Notre Dame, if you swapped Full Wiley and Hannah Hidalgo in Notre Dame, you'll be looking at Full Wiley like she's potentially a National Player of the Year candidate. That's how good Full Wiley is. I still think for Full Wiley's potential, it's not the right place for her, but that doesn't mean that Dawn Staley's not a ridiculously good coach. But like, Tahina Pow averaging 11 points per game on like 40% from 3. Chloe Kitts is balling this season as well. Obviously, Raven Johnson's she's putting the ball in the basket better, to be fair. Like, what's she shooting now? Like, she was shooting such a bad percentage. Like, she's shooting 35% from the field, 27% from 3. It's still not going to be enough to be a first-round draft pick, but I'd still take Raven Johnson if she wants to. Like, she is a junior, so she's got another year. I'd stay in college if I was her, but if she wants to come to the WNBA next season, I would say not the worst thing in the world to take her with a 2nd or 3rd round pick and use her as like a situational player. But like, Dawn Staley just got a $25 million 5-year contract. She's making $5 million per year, which is absolutely like worth every penny. Gino Auriemma, Mulkey's making $3.2 million. Gino's making $3.1 million. Dawn Staley deserves to be the highest paid. She just does. What South Carolina are doing is unbelievable. Like, if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark, she would have had back-to-back-to-back national championships with back-to-back. Am I right in saying back-to-back-to-back undefeated seasons? Like, it would have been mad. And like, she lost to Leah Boston. They went and won the championship the next year. She loses Camila Cardoso. They're probably going to win it the next year. Like, this is almost like what UConn used to be. And unlike UConn, they don't just keep getting number 1 recruits. They don't. Like, Camila Cardoso was not a number 1 recruit. Yes, she was a 5-star. Like, if you look at this team right here, like, it's not like they were getting Sarah Strong. It's not like they were getting JuJu. Like, if you want to look at ESPN, I'm just going to show you guys what the class was, even for Full Wiley. As great as Full Wiley's been, like, they didn't, let's look at last year's class. They got Joyce Edwards, in fairness, the 3rd ranked recruit in the nation. But at the same time, UConn got number 1. UConn got number 1 there in 2024. In 2023, South Carolina got their highest player they got was Full Wiley, who was the 13th player in the nation. And in fairness, Madison Booker has been incredible. Been absolutely incredible. Hidalgo was 5 and JuJu was 1st. Michaela Williams was great too, going to LSU. But like, They got, 13th was their best player in that class. In 2022's recruiting class, the best player South Carolina got was JuJu Watkins, who's currently injured right now. Then they got Taurasi Cooper. And was Chloe Kitts not in this class? Was Chloe Kitts not ranked? Or was she in the class 2021? But, like, they're not out there like UConn getting your AZ foot. In fairness, they did get this 3 right here. Sanaya Rivers, Sanaya Fagan. Sanaya Rivers, she doesn't play for them anymore. Sanaya Fagan was, like, she's okay, I guess, as a center. And then Raven Johnson, just really struggles shooting the ball. It's the problem with Raven Johnson. But, wait, she's a junior? How is she a junior? Oh, did she redshirt a year or something? But the team that Dawn Staley's had, like, they've had less talent than UConn. And UConn have not won a championship since 2016. Dawn Staley since then won in 2017 with Aja Wilson. And then she's won 2 of the last 3 and is probably favored to be a winner of 3 of the last 4. So, look, as a coach, Staley choosing to stay at South Carolina, saying she's not going to leave, like, Dawn Staley could walk into any WNBA job. She's not getting paid $5 million a year for that. If she wanted it, she could walk into any WNBA head coach job. If Dawn Staley, and I mean this when I say this, if Dawn Staley wanted an NBA head coach job, I actually think she could be the first. She could probably be the first female head coach. Like, I genuinely do think that there is a possibility of her being a head coach. There could have been a possibility of her being a head coach in the NBA if she chose that. And to be fair, I also thought at one stage Becky Hammon could have been a head coach. I thought she was going to take over from Pop and the Spurs. But, like, there are definitely, like, teams that would at least interview, like, Dawn Staley for an NBA head coach job. So that's why it's so important for South Carolina to give her the money. Like, you might argue whether or not she's worth that money and stuff like that, but I don't know if she's going to be worth the money. You might not think she's worth the money, but I think the South Carolina, she is. I think the South Carolina, she is worth every cent of that money. And she's going to be a big time coach for years to come. And I don't see South Carolina falling anytime soon. Because right now, of her, Mulkey, and Gino, the big 3 of coaches, she's the best coach of them all at this moment in time. And again, I still don't believe in her ability to develop guards, but just as a coach, she is the best coach of the 3 of them. So anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.